this morning's practice, we're going to be having a quick self-compassion break. And the thing with self-compassion is that it's actually, I think it's one of those things that's a bit confusing, self-compassion, because it can feel like self-indulgence, like we're being, that we should just get on with things and we should just pull ourselves together. There's actually three real key components to self-compassion, which is what takes it from being that self-indulgent, I suppose making it a real introspective thing to making it something that's actually useful and meaningful and helpful. And the three components are, the firstly, mindfulness, and that is that actually becoming aware of what am I experiencing right now? What is it that this moment of suffering or the thing that I'm finding difficult? And then the second part of self-compassion is kindness, is that, rather than using that harsh voice with ourselves of, that kind of pull yourself together, this should be doing better than this, other people have it worse than you. It's that kind of, this is really hard. It's that acknowledgement and actually allowing yourself to offer kindness to yourself in the same way that you would to a friend. Often the voice and the tone, the research shows that the way that we speak to ourselves is very different, much harsher than we would to anyone else. And the final part of self-compassion is actually common humanity. It's that awareness that we all suffer, that suffering is part of the human condition, and that there's a connection between us and other people when we're suffering, that actually this is part of the human experience, so that it isn't that there's something wrong with me that I'm suffering, it's that this is part of being human. So we're going to do a really brief practice that basically allows us to do all three of those things, and we're still training our attention and our ability to be in this moment, which is such a key part of training our mind to be more present in our day-to-day life. But we're also just adding and bringing in that kindness, which is so often needed. And especially right now, I feel like we really need self-compassion as we're thinking about transitioning back into daily life. So we're going to close our eyes and we're going to bring to mind something that you're struggling with right now. But I'd really invite you to just be really mindful about what you pick. So picking self-compassion is something that we practice and we learn to get better at. So we don't want you to go to 10 out of 10 with challenge. So if you're thinking of something that you're finding difficult, just find something mild to moderate rather than something that's really, really difficult. So it might be that something's not gone the way you wanted it, or there's something that you're worrying about. Maybe you've had an argument with someone and it's left you feeling really unhappy. But just, being really safe with yourself, that you're picking something that you can handle. And just as you sit here today, just notice yourself in your chair and allow yourself to think of this moment, this situation, or this thing that's on your mind. And we'll bring this first part of mindfulness. So really noticing. And if you're new to meditating with me, there's no special postures that you need right now. You just need to be active but relaxed in your chair or on your bed, so that you're between being so relaxed that you fall asleep and being so active that you're holding on too tight. And as thoughts come up and distract you from what we're doing, just notice and bring your thoughts back. That's it. That's all you need to do. So bringing to mind this situation or thing that you're finding difficult right now, and just really notice the reality of it in your body, in your thoughts. Just notice when you think of this situation or event, or what do you feel in your body? Can you feel sensations? Is there somewhere in particular in your body that you feel it? Maybe there's a tightness somewhere, like in your shoulders, a clenching in the belly. Maybe you can feel it in your forehead. Maybe you can notice thoughts coming up. And if you get distracted, just come back to that awareness of your body right now. Noticing the words and the tone of how you're speaking to yourself. And wherever you're feeling it in your body right now, wherever you feel the most suffering for this thing that you're finding difficult, just place a hand there, maybe in your heart space or on your belly, just somewhere where you feel it the most. Imagining that it's a gentle hand. Maybe it's not, and this can feel uncomfortable, maybe even a little bit forced, or we're not trying to make anything happen. We're just allowing ourselves to offer some kindness, and touch is the first way that we experience comfort as a child. So there's something primal in the way we experience it. And then using the tone of voice and the words that you might use with a friend, just offering a little bit of kindness, just an acknowledgement. This is hard. This is causing me to suffer. And allow yourself to receive that. And this is difficult for me. Just that acknowledgement is actually powerful. And opening up to an awareness that all people suffer, that there's something universal in the way that we suffer. That part of this human experience is suffering. I'm not alone in feeling this way. Unlike self-pity, which leaves us alone in our suffering, with self-compassion, we know that we're not alone, that this is just how it is, even when it's hard. And bringing your attention to your breath, just noticing that as we've been focusing on this situation or this thing that's causing you to suffer, that your body's been breathing for you. Noticing the breath entering the body through the nostrils or the mouth. Just noticing the body rising and falling with the breath. And keeping your hand on that place where you felt the suffering the most. Just imagining that you're breathing into your hand. Breathing in. Imagine that you're breathing in compassion. And breathing out to release whatever emotion or difficulty showing up for you. Breathing into your hand and breathing out. Perhaps feeling with that out breath that the muscles in your body soften. Breathing in and then breathing out. With each in-breath, Imagining that you're creating space around that sensation or emotion. And if you're not feeling anything, that's okay too. Just keep your attention with your breath and just notice whatever you notice in your body. Breathing in, breathing out. Perhaps you're aware of sensations elsewhere in the body. Maybe you notice sounds. Maybe there's thoughts that take you away. And just notice whenever you get distracted, you can come back to the breath. And back to that rising and falling. And we'll take 3 bigger than usual breaths now, and allowing your hand to return to your lap. Just breathing in through the nose, really deeply to the bottom of the belly. And then exhaling out through the mouth, and letting the body soften. Breathing in really deeply, and then exhaling through the mouth. Inhaling really deeply, and then exhaling through the mouth. Letting the breath find its natural rhythm. And just gently returning movement to the fingers and the toes. And with your eyes closed, just let your head get really heavy, allowing your chin to drop down towards the chest. Feeling the back of the neck opening as your chin drops, as if the head is super heavy. Feeling the vertebrae opening, feeling that weight of the head, feeling the shoulders. And then imagining that as you gently and very slowly bring the head back up, the head is filled with air, that the head is light, filled with air, and as you lift your head, you can almost feel that you're getting taller, creating space, creating ease, and then gently blinking open your eyes, and just taking a moment to just notice where you are again. Notice things that you can see in your environment, maybe noticing 3 things that you can see right now. 3 things that you can hear. And then 3 sensations that you can feel in your body. And that awareness of this moment right now is actually our gateway into being able to feel compassionate for ourselves, because we need to connect to this moment to be able to do that.